Had a Woj bomb today. Pascal Siakam is heading from the Toronto Raptors to the Indiana Pacers for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks. Now, obviously, I do like Pascal Siakam on the Pacers. I think it's a great addition to their team to pair up with Tyrese Halliburton. I think the Raptors got pretty good return for him. Obviously, Siakam was not going to resign with the Raptors this offseason, so they got 3 first-round picks for him, plus Bruce Brown, who they could potentially trade as well before the deadline. So I think they definitely made out pretty well both sides, and hopefully things work out. Now, there are a whole bunch of teams that were definitely in for Pascal Siakam, and one of those being the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I do think Pascal Siakam would have been also a perfect fit for this Dallas Mavericks roster next to Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. The Mavericks were obviously one of the teams that were definitely interested in Pascal Siakam. So today I'm here trying to see what would happen if that would happen. So we traded Josh Green, Rashawn Holmes, Prosper there, and we gave 3 first-round picks. So, you know, it's a lot. 'Cause obviously the Mavericks don't have definitely the assets to move him. However, I think this is pretty solid, and we obviously took on Garrett Temple, but the main addition obviously to the squad is that we have Pascal Siakam now. We have a big 3 of Luka, Kyrie, and Siakam here in Dallas with one question in mind. What if Pascal Siakam was traded to the Dallas Mavericks? Well, we're about to find out here on NBA 2K24, so stay tuned for that. Especially with the addition of Pascal Siakam onto this roster, this team is definitely a whole lot better. I do like Dante Exum. He's been very, very solid this year for the Dallas Mavericks. Derek Lively has been great in his rookie year, and he should be great going forward. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been playing really, really well off the bench. 18.3, which is a career high for Tim Hardaway Jr. So good for him. Dwight Powell, we gotta get rid of Dwight Powell. So yeah, this is essentially more like a little bit of a slight rebuild of this Dallas Mavericks team with Pascal Siakam. A little bit of a simulation here. You know, it's not like anything too crazy, but I want to see what would happen. So we're gonna obviously make sure that Siakam resigns here in this offseason. We're gonna probably do 2 or 3 seasons, see how this turns out, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So here's a rotation we're rocking with. We got Luka, Kyrie, Dante Exum, Siakam, Derek Lively, and off the bench we're going to have Tim Hardaway Jr., Derek Jones Jr., Dwight Powell, and Grant Williams. Hopefully things work out here. And yeah, so I'm just going to simulate. I'm not going to like make any moves before the deadline here because we definitely already made, you know, the big splash. I don't see the Mavericks doing anything else if, you know, this were to happen. Obviously Siakam's not on the Mavericks, he's on the Pacers, but obviously it's a whole hypothetical scenario. So anyways, I'm going to simulate to the end of the season here, and hopefully we do pretty good. I'll see you guys at the end of the year with the awards. And at the end of the year, we actually ended with Luka as your MVP, 33, 10, and 9 this year. Very good for him. Victor, Rookie of the Year. Westbrook, 6th man for the Clips. Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs, Defensive Player of the Year, and Jalen Johnson as your most improved. We end up with Luka on the All-NBA first team. So good for him. Obviously, we're not going to end up on any of these on the All-NBA second or third. But doing him with Luka All-Defensive first team, that's a bit shocking. Let's check out all these stats for the squad here. We got Luka 33, 10, and 9. Of course, I just showed you that. Kyrie 25, 5, and 5. Good for him. Siakam averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Hardaway averaged 17 points a game this season for the Dallas Mavericks, and Derek Lively had 7 points and 8 rebounds doing his thing as starting center. At the end of the year, we went 50 and 32, so we were 4 games back behind the first seed Denver Nuggets. We had a pretty good year. I can't really complain about this at all. Hopefully we're a little bit better next year with Siakam still on this team. Dwight Powell is ready to go. I don't think he's really going to play much, but we do end up getting swept right there in the first round by the Los Angeles Clippers. That is not good. I want to see what would happen there, but the thing is, though, I mean, we just got we didn't get swept. We actually lost 5, I should say, as the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler as Finals MVP beat the OKC Thunder in the NBA Finals. So even though we had Siakam on that team, it looks like we could not get past that Clipper squad. So hopefully next season we can do that. I'm not really going to make any big noticeable changes to this roster. I think we're pretty solid off. Might do some little things here and there. I will let you guys know what I do. Either way, I'll see you guys at the beginning of next season. Year 2, we got pretty much the exact same thing. Luka, Kyrie, Exum, Siakam, and Derek Lively. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jaden Hardy. Grant Williams and Terrence Davis. I did sign Terrence Davis. I don't really think it's going to be like too much of a big thing. I mean, he's essentially replacing Derek Jones Jr. Other than that, same squad. Let's see how we do this season here, and I'll take you guys at the All-Star break and I'll let you know. I'll see you guys soon. So currently here at the trade deadline, we're 32-20. Once again, the third seed out in the Western Conference. We're like 2.5 games back behind the Thunder, which is pretty good for us. We're 20-6 at home, but we're really struggling on the road, 12-14. Quick update on the stats. Luka's doing his thing. Kyrie's only averaging 20 this year. Definitely taking a step back. Offensively, also Tim Hardaway Jr. is taking a big step backwards this year. His points per game is down almost 5. Jaden Hardy has stepped forward, though, 16 points a game. Wow. Good for him. And where's the man? This video is about Pascal Siakam only averaging 15 points a game this year. Pretty interesting. So only shooting 26% from 3. Oh my God. Definitely not a season. But the thing is, though, we are still doing pretty good out in the Western Conference. So we'll see what happens. Jokic wins an MVP this time around. We got Robert Dillingham, Rookie of the Year. Drummond, 6-man for the Kings. All right, Victor, Defensive Player of the Year again. And Jaden Hardy, Most Improved Player. That's very, very interesting. Luka's still on the All-NBA first team, so good for him. Obviously, no Kyrie or Siakam on any of those other All-NBA teams. And at the end of the season here, let's check out those stats. Let's see what they had. Luka averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists a game. No complaints there. Kyrie averaged 22 a game this season for the Mavs. Hardy actually averaged 18 points a game. Wow, in only 26 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Siakam only averaged 15 points, though, so he took a big step backwards this season with the Mavs. Definitely not worth that contract, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Terrence Davis had 11, Hardaway Jr. had 12, and Lively had 7 and 8. And at the end of the season, we were only the 6th seed. But the thing is, though, we're 3 games back behind the first seed Memphis Grizzlies, who went 51-31. So pretty much, we were all like in that same area, those top 6 teams there. And so we're taking on the OKC Thunder here in the first round of playoffs, though. They are definitely not an easy opponent, to say the least. Let's see what happens. In Game 1, we take Game 1, though. We win by 9. Chet does all right, but Luka with a triple-double to lead the way for us. In Game 2, we end up losing by 28 points. Paul George is on the OKC Thunder now. Looks like they made a trade. And Luka, 23-13. This game, we win 157-104. Absolutely cooking them by 47, 12, and 20 by Luka. He's cooking. Hardy is out for 6 weeks now. That's not good. We end up losing 121-98. Luka did his thing, but too much from Chet. And the Thunder win again. Also, I just realized Shea's not on this team, so I actually think that they traded Shea and Paul George again in the simulation. That is actually pretty shocking. But we're down once more, and we end up being eliminated in the first round by the OKC Thunder. So not good. Again, we can't make it out of the first round of the playoffs here, as the Celtics are going to sweep the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. So I'm going to be doing one more year here, and hopefully we can get out of it. Otherwise, I'm going to say that even if Siakam was traded to Mavs, it might be a failure. But we'll see what happens. I'll update you guys at the beginning of next season. All right, so here's year number 3. Last year, I'm going to be doing this. We got Luka, Kyrie, Tim Hardaway Jr., Siakam, Derek Lively. Still got Hardy, Grant Williams, Minstrey here, and Ty Jerome off the bench. We also got Duncan Robinson here. All pretty interesting. If we don't do good, that means the Siakam experiment fails, but there's only one way to find out. I'll see you guys shortly. We're at the trade deadline. We're actually 40-10 this year. I have no idea what's going on, but things were cooking. Luka obviously averaging incredible numbers. Lively still doing his thing as a starter here. Siakam's numbers did go up slightly, but not really too much. Hardy's doing incredible off the bench, and I do think Jaden Hardy taking a huge step forward in his career is making a big difference for us. Kyrie's still doing his thing. And yeah, somehow we're killing it. No complaints, obviously, out of me. And yeah, let's simulate the rest of the season here. Luka wins yet another MVP, 29, 9, and 10 this year. Dylan Harper, Rookie of the Year. Ace Bailey, 6-man for the Jazz. Victor, Defensive Player of the Year. And Delano Banton must prove good for him. Booker, Clutch Player of the Year. Once again, we got Luka on the All-NBA first team here. None on the second or third. And let's check out those player stats here. Luka led the winning scoring for us. He had 29. Kyrie had 22, 5, and 5 this year. Hardy actually averaged 19 points a game. That's incredible. Siakam only 16, 5, and 5. So obviously the peripheral stats are fine, but the scoring definitely took a big dip once he got here to Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr. averaged 11 points this season, but we somehow were 63-19. I guess that big jump of Jaden Hardy off the bench clearly played a huge factor in us this season. Either way, I'm not complaining. 29-11 at home, 34-8 on the road. So let's see what happens. Taking on Phoenix in the first round. I'm just going to simulate right through this because we should obviously, hopefully, I'm not going to say move on. But the thing is, though, see, like right there, 3-1 lead over the Phoenix Suns, and we end up losing in the first round of the playoffs to the Suns as they move on to the next round. Man, I guess the Siakam Mavericks thing's cursed, as the Indiana Pacers with Jason Tatum win the finals. So it looks like I'm going to have to say that even if the Dallas Mavericks did hypothetically acquire Pascal Siakam, things would not have turned out pretty well. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Please share, like, subscribe for future content. It looks like, I guess things definitely didn't work out here, and hopefully that the Siakam trade with the Indiana Pacers ends up working out for them and for him himself. Either way, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.